For the arrival phase, first of all, there is welcome and verification of credentials. A tip for this phase is to prepare some sample questions to ask spontaneous volunteers when verifying credentials. These questions can help screen out unsuitable volunteers. For instance, why do you want to help? What skills and training you have? Prompts could include hospitality experience, for instance, cooking or serving, medical training like first aid or nursing, office experience, for instance, typing or filling forms, industrial experience like warehouse, forklift, inventory control, etc. Asking them if there are any jobs that they would prefer not to do or cannot do. Do you have any medical conditions, allergies that we should know about? And what type of work do you enjoy the most? For example, writing or office work, whether you like to work with groups or whether you have any ability such as teaching or supervisory roles in the past. Another tip could be to prepare some questions that the spontaneous volunteer could ask themselves, such as what skills could this person bring to the job? What tasks would the volunteer be best suited for? What factors would you consider in placing this person? For instance, the age, the energy level, ability to communicate, personality traits such as energy and patience. So these are just some of the things that we look into in the arrival phase. What are some of the recommendations for the arrival phase? First of all, consider the first point of contact to be a dedicated spontaneous volunteer manager or coordinator who understands their motivations and facilitates them. Establishing clear communication protocols for engaging with spontaneous volunteers upon their arrival, having clear reception procedures, registration protocols, and ensure provision of comprehensive job descriptions that outline all the potential risks and associated risks, if any, for spontaneous volunteers to expedite task allocation. Having clear information about insurance ready for spontaneous volunteers to know the extent of coverage. So at the time of arrival, it is also important to recognize the pivotal role of social media in facilitating spontaneous volunteerism, particularly mobilizing local communities, conducting needs assessment, and advertising volunteering opportunities in advance. Preparing and maintaining a roster for volunteer rotation would avoid burnout for the volunteers and also send a clear message that authorities are ready to absorb spontaneous volunteers. Similarly, checklists that clearly identify any emerging risks should also be handy for volunteers to read through. An important recommendation for collaborating organizations that assist emergency responders was to consider compartmentalizing tasks in advance to reduce parallel processing and confusion upon spontaneous volunteer arrival. This includes deciding on branding and registration process to facilitate volunteers and avoid confusion. For example, avoid changing vests or hats or t-shirts when moving from one organization to the next. Also utilizing relationships, resources, and friendships to assist with better management of donations. Volunteering WA may assist with pre-registered database of volunteers from the EV platform to facilitate quick mobilization and a centralized communication hub to ensure information flows.